masturbation is such a huge topic on this show. So what could it look like for each archetype to like masturbate inside of their archetype?
Yeah, I love that you asked that question. My whole body just lit up in chills for some reason. So thanks for getting my nipples hard. And
mine are too.
Okay, so let's start back at the beginning. Energetics. They need to tease the shit out of themselves because that is the thing that's going to get them to feel most open. So that can mean like full body from head to toe, light touch. For some people, that they can feel touch outside of their skin. For me, like if I start at the top of my head and go all the way down to my feet, but I do it just like peach fuzz kind of touch, and pausing and stopping, because pausing and stopping naturally like creates more anticipation of like, oh my God, like I'm only on my chin. Like, why do I have to stop right here? Like, and purposefully tracing over erogenous zones, but not staying there. So making the electricity in your body feel even more electric by going slower and basically teasing yourself until you're begging for it, which can also get kind of kinky. When you're begging yourself to touch yourself and to like really go for higher erogenous areas, that's when you know that it's like swing for an energetic. When your hips are writhing, sometimes I make a goal with myself with energetic pleasure that I'm like, you're not allowed to actually touch your clit until you're like writhing off the bed. So that's energetic.
Hot. I like that.
Yeah, super hot. Also, I just want to say that with knowing your erotic blueprint, you get to understand how personal responsibility comes in with your sexuality. When you're energetic and you're like my partner doesn't get it, or like they don't quite tease me until I quake, it's your responsibility and your self-pleasure to tease the shit out of yourself so that you meet your own desires first. Because then you're able to show up together in a partnership fully whole and to be able to play rather than to be like, what can you give me so that I can get off, and what can I give you? And it being like an exchange. You just get to play when your bucket
what's so
is
funny
full.
is I actually realize I sometimes do that. Like I'll tell my partner, like, give me 20 minutes. I'm going to like tease myself and then you come in.
Oh, that's called priming. So you're priming yourself.
Yeah.
You're like preheating the oven.
It makes a difference for me because sometimes I can do it for myself and I don't feel bad, but sometimes I feel guilty. My partner doesn't. He's like, please let me do it. But for me, in my mind, sometimes I feel like it's too much to ask for, so it takes me out mentally. But if I do it, then I can relax because I don't feel like I'm burdening someone, which may be another issue I need to work out though, because my partner definitely doesn't feel that way. But yeah, it's interesting. I never thought of it that way. Cool.
That's great self-care. That, like, for an energetic paired with a sexual, it's really fun for the energetic to prime in that way, to be like, ooh, we're gonna have like a sexy rendezvous. Like, I'm gonna take the next 30 minutes and like do all the teasing so that when my sexual partner walks in the door, like I am DTF, basically.
And that could be a really good troubleshooting thing as well for people. Like, priming is such a great concept. I think for a lot of people, women can like relate to that, or maybe men too.
Sure. It depends on their blueprint.
Yeah.
A lot
my
of
partner's so sexual that
Go ahead.
my partner's so sexual that like when I prime myself, like he likes like comes in and like he like takes over, and I'm like, wait, no. I'm not priming myself. He wants to get in. He's like, genitals are here. Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So energetic is teasing yourself. Okay. We'll go through the other ones. How should
that's
they
when you
masturbate?
make a little peephole for that person too. Just make a peephole in your door for your partner so that he can just kind of like,
glory
I
hole.
I want a glory hole in my house. Yeah.
Well, Katie's doing construction right now. Katie, you could put this in the back house. Put a little glory hole back there.
Little sex den room.
That's a great way to create space, is just lock the door and then you just give them a little tiny like peephole, and that way.
That's hot.
I mean, how hot is that too?
Wow.
Okay, so then the sensual sensual masturbation and self-pleasure looks like, for me, it starts in the bath. It starts with like unwinding from my day, soaking myself in scalding hot water, putting on a playlist, and really like taking that time to get into my body, because naturally I'm going to, as a sensual, put like Epsom salts and essential oils and candles and like the Rihanna playlist and do like cabaret in the bath. And taking that moment to switch out of your regular role of your day to relax is really helpful. Mm-hmm. Then you go to your space and you like lather yourself in the most delicious aphrodisiac oils, like cacao butter and ylang ylang and the things that like pampering. You're going to pamper yourself until you feel like royalty. Because from then on, you'll probably just feel way more sexy and in your body. So doing warm oil massage on yourself, like heated up lube, I think is the best hack in my life, because it just makes everything that much more exciting. Feeling warm temperature, seeing like lube or oil on your skin, having that playlist on and like undulating your body can just be really fun. Incorporating food into it, like bringing a rose and like tracing your whole body with the rose, smelling the rose, feeling the rose, that kind of thing. For sexual, I would encourage you to edge yourself, because
Wait, sexual... This is for sexual? Okay.
Yeah, for sexual, like for the Sexual Blueprint, they often have like a tried and true routine. Like grab the toy, get the lube, go for it. Sometimes playing outside of your blueprint as a sexual is helpful too, to just like slow things down, because sexuals can get so caught up in the like when am I gonna come, that playing in another blueprint or edging, like I tell all of my clients to edge at least 3 times before they come. So specifically for the Sexual Blueprint, that is so helpful, because having something to kind of palpate and try to titrate their arousal can be just like, it creates really expansive orgasms. So that's something that's really helpful for them, is like how to create like a big kaboom, and exploring peaks and valleys is super helpful for them. Also, a lot of us masturbate in the Sexual Blueprint, but we actually don't have a whole lot of understanding of like what our favorite techniques are. So nerding out on like, one of my favorite resources is omgyes.com, where they teach you about different techniques for internal and external pleasure. And knowing as a Sexual Blueprint, like just what 3 techniques really amp you up and get you to feeling like really highly aroused can be really fun for the sexual too, to be like, yes, I know how to crack the code on my own genitals to make them that much more excited. For the kinky, kinky is playing with whatever it is, like the kink world is so huge, so whatever it is that you enjoy is going to be what you play it with. If that's like, I'll just give a little inside like detail of what one of my masturbation in the Kinky Blueprint has been. I love listening to audio porn, because my brain can fill in the like imagination part of it, and I don't get distracted by what I'm watching. So I listen to an ASMR dominatrix, who is basically doming you to like bend over your bed, watch yourself in the mirror, and to like stroke your ass for them. But they're doing it all in whispers. And I like ASMR. Yeah. I'll send it to you.
This is blowing my mind.
I want that.
Yeah. So
and Dipsy. Dipsy's another audio, right? Audio porn.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the one that I have gone to a lot is tryquin.com.
How do you
it's
spell
like
that?
Spotify. Tryquinn, Tryquinn.
Okay.
Yeah, so playing with like spanking yourself, scratching yourself. If you've seen the Goop special, you've seen those Wolverine claws. Like, get out the claws and use them on yourself. Tug your own hair.
Oh, I did see those. Oh yeah.
Yes, I have them right here.
Where do you order
Like,
those?
yes,
Can you send us the link to that?
Yes, these are
I
stainless
want some of
steel-
those.
Yeah, stainless steel Wolverine claws. They're so intimidating. They're really fun, but really they're sensation play. They're really playing with like deep, blunt edge steel, but that intensity of the sensation makes it like so captivating that it's exciting, enthralling.
I have to be honest. Like I was one of those people that like didn't really masturbate that much, because the way I would masturbate is like I would watch porn and then stick my like vibrator sucker on my clit, which was fine.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
there's like this whole other world for me to play with, and like I mostly like 3 of them. So I'm like, okay, so great. So I need to take a bath. But audio porn, I think, is going to be like a major shift for me, because the visual porn, it takes out the imagination part, which I think is like, I'm mostly cerebral kinky. So you just like, I think you just changed my life.
Yeah,
No big
I'm
deal.
analyzing. Yeah, I'm analyzing a lot of porn when I'm watching it, of like, are they enjoying it? Like, do they
Exactly.
actually, are they actually getting off? Like, is this authentic arousal? And the way that I like to get turned on most is by seeing authentic arousal. And if it's not authentic, my body is like, sorry, not turned on, because skeptical.
Yeah, you
Skeptical.
could tell.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I watch porn, they're like not on a leather couch and they're squirting on it. In my mind, I'm like, how are they going to clean that up? They have to clean that up after. Why am I thinking about this right now? Worried about them.
Okay. So we still. So was there anything else for kinky? And then we have one more. Yeah. Okay.
Kinky, like, tie yourself up. Get some like easy, quick release kind of bondage, or spank yourself. Put a finger in your mouth, pull your hair, whatever it is that helps you activate your sense of like, ooh, this is so taboo. I'm like by myself, sucking on my finger, spanking myself. That can be really helpful in activating your...
Ooh, can we like dom ourself in the mirror?
Exactly. Like, hands are the dom, or your mind is your dom. And you have to do what the mind says. Is super duper fun game.
I'm literally shopping on Amazon, like for these claws right now.
I was like, everyone's
I
thinking
think
about
I found
Order
them.
me. Can you? Will you order for me and I'll Venmo you?
They're on sale. They're on sale.
I'm ordering them
Yeah,
today.
great.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and
Hilarious.
then Shapeshifter Masturbation. Shapeshifter Masturbation is showing up and getting really curious of like, what do I want to explore today? Of these 5 options, like, or the 4 options, like kinky, energetic, sensual, and sexual, which do I feel like I need to fulfill right now? And giving yourself plenty of permission to change your mind as much as you want, to try things that don't make sense, and to explore in a way where like you get to just shift as much as you want. Because sometimes we, like as shapeshifters, we try to rationalize, like, you just enjoyed that for like 10 seconds. Like, don't you want to enjoy that more? And it's like, no, change the page. It's kind of like reading a great adventure book where like every page that you turn is like a whole different scene. For shapeshifters, it's following your desire however it leads you. And sometimes you don't have a clear idea of what you want. So it's just like trying the wild card, trying the thing that you're like, well, let's see if this works. You don't always have to know what you desire. You just have to be curious enough to explore, to be like, oh yeah, I'll keep going in that direction. Or like, meh, that doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is amazing.
Or-
Okay, so we've
Wow.
kind of gone over each archetype and a little bit of the pitfalls that they may experience, and then we went into each archetype and how they should masturbate, which is
Masturbation.
amazing. I'm so glad we had that conversation. And we there's particular one, top 2 or 3 troubleshooting for maybe like, are there certain archetypes that are harder to mash together? What do we do for people that are like, look, we both get our archetypes, but I still feel like we have mismatched libidos. Like, what are 2 or 3 of the top troubleshooting things that couples can do to really help navigate this erotic blueprint conversation?
One of the pairings that is easily misunderstood, or they think like, oh no, we're gonna fail, like we can't have a hot sex life because we don't understand each other, we just don't get it, is having differing blueprints. Like, a lot of people think that they need to have the same blueprints in order to have great sex, but actually having different blueprints is really helpful to keep things really dynamic. So if like a energetic and a sexual are paired together, one thing in general to keep in mind is that we often give our partner the type of touch that we actually want to receive. And that's the biggest like aha moment for me with this information, is that like, if I'm sensual, I usually am like approaching my partner being all like strokey and caressy. And if he's sexual, he's going to be like, that's nice and all, but like, it doesn't really do a whole lot for me. So approaching your partner with the type of touch that they enjoy, that's their blueprint, is going to be what satisfies them, awakens them, and turns them on. So it's really like learning how, if you speak Spanish and your partner speaks English, you have to learn how to speak Spanglish together. And you'll naturally get really good at it, because you'll see how effective and aroused your partner is based off of you giving them the touch that their body naturally is wired to enjoy. It just creates so much more success. Because often I think in that example of the energetic and the sexual is approaching the energetic by touching their genitals. And that completely closes down and shuts down the energetic, or the energetic is approaching their sexual partner and like wanting to eye gaze and wanting to like do light touch, which makes them itchy, or like aggravates them, or makes them think like, when can we actually progress to the sex? So being able to sometimes with energetic and sexual pairings, I just say get the sexual, their orgasm, and then you get to do all of the other stuff. Meaning, I've done this in my own relationship as well, of like having a quick orgasm for the sexual partner in whatever way you feel you can support them with that, of like incorporating your mouth or incorporating your hands. And if your body's not open to it, then not incorporating your genitals. Giving them some kind of quick orgasm that's kind of like fast food. A fast food orgasm is going to satiate them so that they can be present and in the moment to do the deeper dive of like eye gazing, tantra, full exploration, because they just got fed. Yeah. Literally.
So meeting your partner where they're at. So we do have a specific question though that's kind of on this topic. So one of our participants, she took the erotic blueprint, and she was really frustrated with her results, because she's basically 100% shapeshifter, and her husband was not interested in trying new things. Okay. So for her, it basically just really validated the difference that they were experiencing in their marriage, but they're not really quite sure what to do with the information.
That's such a hard place to be. Being in a partnership where the partner is not willing to try to meet you is so difficult. My favorite go-to in that scenario is the idea of active receiving. The concept of active receiving is that passive receiving is laying down and being like, hopefully I get turned on, and hopefully whatever this person's doing to me will get me there. Active receiving is like a tango. It is using your hands, it's using your mind, it's using movement in your body while receiving that gets you more engaged. So for a shapeshifter, like, I'm a shapeshifter right now, and asking my partner to change it up as much as I want, which is sometimes every 10 seconds, feels like a burden for me to place on them. And it just feels like a lot to juggle. So what I do is I take that responsibility into my own hands, and I play like one hand is energetic, one hand is kinky, and then my partner's in the mix too. And how am I giving to myself to incorporate at least 3 blueprints? It's a lot of juggling. But it is that active, like if you're bored as a shapeshifter because you're just doing like the sexual thing, that like you activate with one hand by like pulling your hair and another hand by like hovering over your heart, and you are meeting your needs in that as well. I was going to mention this with the masturbation too, that shapeshifters like play with one hand as one blueprint and one hand as another, because then you at least have enough variety that it's not boring for you. It's engaging. And really, shapeshifters just need to be engaged with that highly sophisticated sensation.
Yeah. I mean, that's useful, and I can also understand why shapeshifters could be frustrated. Like, I want my partner to do that for me. Like, do you have any tangible tips of, like, nurturing a partner that is seemingly unwilling? Like, is there anything to kind of, like, nurture that aspect of a partner for someone?
I think showing the unwilling partner how hot it can be based off of you like doing that tango of what I just described of like, oh my God, we just had the hottest sex, and you get to reflect like, yeah, that's because partly I was like engaging my shapeshifter. Like you may not have noticed, but I was doing I had a finger in my mouth and I had a finger on my butt, and you were doing the things that all of those things really created a lot of fulfillment for me. And seeing the reward is often what gets people
really great.
more open in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mind is blown.
Yeah. I mean, so much of what I got from this conversation is just that, like, you know, educating yourselves in, like, even just like your personal pleasure practice. Like, I'm excited to masturbate again. You know what I mean?
Yay!
Like, and like, I feel like I got lazy in my masturbation practice. Like, they're really like, when we say your pleasure is your responsibility, this reframed it in such a very clear, concise, like tangible way of like how you can be, you know? And, meeting your partner where they're at, or like meeting yourself where you're at, and then like expanding with that knowledge. Like, it's just very exciting.
That's why I love the blueprints. A lot of the most common phrase that I hear from people that are new to exploring their sexuality is like, I don't even know what I could want, which the blueprints give you like an entire playground to be like, here's the whole shebang. Like, what direction do you want to go in? And that even just knowing what exists on the playground is what the blueprints create for everyone.
Absolutely. I feel like we could do 10 more episodes on this. We could do a whole season on the Erotic Blueprint, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, that is
Jesse,
what I
thank
do
you
in my
so
private
much.
coaching. That's what I do in my private coaching.
That's what I was just about to,
Yeah. 4 to 6 months is like how long we take to like get you completely fulfilled in your sexuality, to have the entire playground to play with, and to understand how to navigate your shadows, how to navigate like what it is, or discover with your partner and possibly with me in like a session that's an A/B game where we're testing on your body to see what you enjoy. And you get to have these skills and use them throughout your sexuality as they shift, because your blueprint will shift. Mine has shifted 5 times. I've been every single blueprint, and it's been a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it's my job and I have to investigate it. It's a curse that I have had to shift so many times. But now I get to help anyone from any perspective because I've been in all of them.
That's amazing. So Jesse, can you thank you so much for being here. This was such an incredible,
my pleasure,
useful episode. I'm turned on. I'm gonna go masturbate now after this with my Wolverine.
Me too. I'm
I know I'm masturbating right after this.
But this was so incredible, and I'm sure this is just the beginning of our collaboration together because you're incredible.
I love that.
Can you please share with our listeners, how they can connect with you, how they can potentially work with you, how can they find you, the resources that you offer? Because I'm sure people are like, all right, just tell us her contact information already.
The most direct way to work with me is going to be by emailing me, and my email is coachingwithjessie, JESSIE @gmail.com. My website has so much information to you to digest. I have classes immediately available for purchase that go into the practice of edging, that go into the blueprints more in depth, long-term relationship skills, mind-melting erotic spanking.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Well, I think some people will definitely be emailing you after this.
And a lot of people are definitely masturbating after this, after they listen to this.
Well, now I know what to do. I need to take a bath. All right. Well, Jesse, thank you so much. And with that, Clitorati, we hope this episode made a difference for you, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.